Today we're reading Where the Wild Things Are. It's a story and pictures. They are created by Maurice Sendak. Can somebody guess what this book might be about? Maybe it's about dinosaurs. Maybe it's about monsters that live in the woods. Maybe it's about space. Alright, let's find out. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind. And another. So he's running all over the house. He's acting kind of crazy. He's chasing the dog. His mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating anything. So I guess he was acting too crazy, and his mama sent him home, or sent him to bed. That very night in Max's room, a forest grew. Can trees really grow inside? Can they really grow out of your floor? And grew. And so there's grass growing, there's trees growing in his room. And grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. So his bed has completely disappeared and he is in the wild. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through the night and day. So Max got a boat, and he's sailing off to another place. Where do you think he might go? I don't know, we'll find out. In and out of weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are. So what can we say about Max's trip? It was a really long trip so far. He is going very far away from home, I guess. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. So those monsters are trying to scare Max away. They do not want him there. Till Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with the magic trick of staring into all their yellow eyes without blinking once, and they frightened and called him the most wild thing of all. So he showed the monsters that he was in charge. What do you think is going to happen next? Okay. And made him king of all wild things. And now, cried Max, let the wild rumpus start. So Max is getting ready to have that crazy wild stuff that he was doing at his house with these wild things. They're going to act like little crazy guys. So they're in the middle of the night. They're dancing and jumping. Looks like Max is yelling. And they're swinging from trees. What else swings from trees? Monkeys. Yep, monkeys swing from trees. And they're running around. Max is riding the wild thing because he's the king of the wild things. Looks like they might be dancing. Do you think Max really likes being king of the wild things, or do you think he might miss home? He might miss home. We'll find out. "Now stop," Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Doesn't that sound kind of like what happened to Max when he was acting kind of crazy? His mom sent him to his bed without supper. Then all around from far across the world he smelled good things to eat, so he gave up being king of where the wild things are. So Max must be hungry because he went to bed without food. And he sent the wild things to bed without food as well, so we'll see. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said no. The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. So Max is going home. He does not want to be the king of the wild things anymore. Why do you think he doesn't want to be the king of the wild things? Maybe because he misses his mom, right? And sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks through a day. So it took him a long time to get back home. But he's going home. And into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. So he's back at home, and his mama put his dinner in his room for him. And it was still hot. So, look at this pretty illustration. So what do you guys think that book was about? Yeah, the monster, he went to see them where the wild things are. I think that the book was about when you're not always acting right and you get in trouble. Sometimes it's so good to go off into your own little place and get away from everything. But you always have to remember to come back home, right? All right, well, thank you for reading with me.